Hello, everybody. Today, for our lesson today, we are going to be talking about what Judaism is. So this article is called What is Judaism? We're just going to read through this together, and then your exit ticket has questions about this. So we'll do that, and then at the end of the class today, you can go through your exit ticket questions. According to the Jewish tradition, in the ancient city of Ur, a boy named Abraham boldly hit clay statues with a hammer. They shattered. Bits of clay flew about the room. His father had made the clay idols, but Abraham didn't like them. He believed in one God. Abraham broke the statues when his father left him in charge of his store. He destroyed all the idols, except one. Abraham did something mischievous next. He placed the hammer in the surviving idol's hands. Abraham's father was probably furious when he discovered what his son had done. Abraham blamed the last idol on the rampage, and his father said, "These idols can't do anything on their own, so you must have broken them." Abraham then had a good argument for his belief in one God, since his father had finally admitted that the idols were useless. He survived his father's wrath and became one of the patriarchs or founders of Judaism. Judaism is an old religion and is based on the belief in one God. It is at the heart of both Christianity and Islam. It began with Abraham about 3,500 years ago. Abraham lived in what is now Iraq. When he grew up, he tended flocks of sheep and wandered around the desert looking for water and pastures. Jews believe that God spoke to Abraham and made a covenant or bargain with him. In exchange for their obedience, Jews believe that God made them his chosen people. Abraham's people were called Hebrews and later Israelites. Being Jewish can mean different things to different people. For some, it means being born into a Jewish family and growing up with Jewish culture. For others, it also means following a way of life based on the values of the Torah. These laws apply to all parts of life, even food. The food that Jews eat is called kosher, which means fit. The Torah is the law of Jewish faith. It is comprised of the first 5 books of the Hebrew Bible. Jews believe it is God's instructions to them. It promotes the sanctity of life, justice, and equality. Hospitality and charity towards others is also important. A Jewish teacher named Hillel in around 700 BC summarized the meaning of the Torah. One day, a non-Jew came to him intending to make fun of the Torah. The non-Jew told Hillel that if Hillel could explain the Torah while the non-Jew balanced on one foot, the man would convert to Judaism. Hillel said, "What you think is hateful, don't do to your neighbor. The rest of the Torah is commentary." The man was so amazed that he became a Jew and the student of the Torah. Jews also follow the 10 Commandments, and the story about these laws became a popular movie by the same name. The 10 Commandments include things that people should do, like keeping the Sabbath holy and honoring your parents. It also includes things that you should not do, like kill, steal, commit adultery, or worship idols. Jews must pray to only one God. Sometimes when I'm pausing in between the sentences or the words, it might just be because I lost my place. So, this together. Prayer is an important part of worship in Judaism. Jews are supposed to pray 3 times a day. The Jewish prayer book is called a Siddur, and the most famous prayer is the Shema. The first line of the prayer is, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God. The Lord is one." Reading the Torah is an important part of Jewish worship. Jews have many prayers for different occasions. Some prayers are said alone, while others are said in their synagogue. And so their synagogue is their place of worship. So the synagogue is a place of worship for Jews. Their Sabbath, or holy day, goes from Friday at sunset to the following Saturday night. A rabbi conducts their services. The word synagogue means place of assembly in Greek. There is no set type of architecture for a synagogue, and the outer style of the building often depends on where it is. In Budapest, Hungary, the Dahani Synagogue looks almost Islamic with its globe-shaped towers, while in China, the Kaifeng Synagogue looks like a pagoda. Certain things are always the same inside a synagogue. The bimah is a raised platform where the Torah is read. A cupboard called the Ark holds the Torah scrolls. The Ark always faces Jerusalem. Men often wear a head covering called a yarmulke and a prayer shawl with tassels at both ends called a talit. They also wear a pair of small black boxes that hold passages from the Torah. The synagogue is a place of worship, but also for celebration. Jews celebrate many festivals throughout the year. Jewish months last from one new moon until the next, which is shorter than ordinary months. Jews celebrate Purim in February or March. This holiday honors a Jewish queen named Esther. Passover comes in March or April and celebrates the escape of the Israelites from slavery in Egypt. Rosh Hashanah is the Jewish New Year in September. Sukkot is a harvest festival, and Yom Kippur is a time of repentance. Both of these holidays fall in September or October. Hanukkah falls in December and celebrates when the Israelites defeated a wicked king and regained the opportunity to practice their faith. Today, there are 12 million Jews in many countries of the world, but most of them live in Israel and the United States. Jews have contributed in many areas of life. Albert Einstein was one of the greatest physicists of all times. And Sigmund Freud believed the science of psychoanalysis. I cannot speak today, sorry. Even some sayings that we commonly use come from the Bible. You might be surprised at some of these. For example, the phrase, "a drop in the bucket," comes from the book of Isaiah. Other lighthearted Yiddish or Hebrew proverbs can make anyone smile, such as, "To be rich is not everything, but it certainly helps." So that is the end of the reading. These are some questions going over the reading, and those are also where I got the exit ticket questions from. So there are a few of these questions that you'll answer as your exit ticket. So we'll go over these together. I do want to say, though, just if I mispronounce anything, it's not out of disrespect. I'm trying my best to learn all these words as well. So we'll get through this together. So let's answer some of these questions. Who is one of the founders of Judaism? If we go back and read through it, we can find that Abraham is the founder of Judaism. Why did Abraham destroy the idols? He believed in one God, not idols. So he didn't want to worship the idols. He wanted to worship one God. What is the name of the Jewish holy book? It is the Torah. And that is the first 5 books of the Hebrew holy book. What is the name of the place of worship for Jews? It's a synagogue. Which word is a synonym for a covenant? Promise. A promise is a covenant. Which city does the ark face? It faces Jerusalem. Jerusalem is a very important city in, the history of Judaism, of Christianity and Islam. Which of the following is the name of Abraham's people? They are the Hebrews. The Hebrews are the followers of Abraham. And where do most Jews live? We actually probably see most Jews in, I'm trying to see if it told you. Yeah, we live in Israel. They live in Israel and United States mostly now. So mostly now they live in Israel in the United States. And that was in that last paragraph that we read. So those should also answer your exit ticket for today. So if you watched the video, I pretty much gave you the answers. So go ahead and answer the questions on your exit ticket, and then you will be done for the day today. If you are an asynchronous learner today, so if your last name is L through Z, you also have the ability to go ahead and do retakes of your previous assessments. So those are linked to your page today as well, and that is up there for you to access. The codes are the words next to the link. So one of them is river with a capital R, and the other is script with a lowercase s, so it's all lowercase.